This conference will now be recorded.
So in the previous session, we have discussed about preparing the Lightning Web Components. And we have discussed how can we place the button controls on your Lightning Web Component, and what are the various properties are available, how to use those button controls. We have discussed by placing the images also on those buttons, by collecting the images from the Lightning design system. Now, today we'll see some more user interface controls, like as button groups, button menus, button menu items, and then we'll see the input control and the lightning card. So we'll cover all these components today, because these are the various components which we are going to be using in further implementations. Now, let's see the button group control and how can we use this button group and the button menu and button menu items, we'll see practically. So first of all, we have to understand what exactly the lightning button group. But as part of this ARA component, as part of the ARA component, so we have used that component called as lightning button group. But the same component we are going to be referencing in lightning web component, that is with the help of lightning hyphen button hyphen group. Lightning hyphen button hyphen group. That means lightning button group is used to combine a group of button controls side by side. So in order to group a set of button controls, we are using the help of lightning button group. Now, inside this lightning button group, we can able to group a collection of buttons also. That button may be any kind of buttons also. You can place like as a normal buttons also. You can place that button icons also, or maybe button menus also, or button stateful also. Whatever, anything, any type of button controls, we can able to combine them. Like for example, when you go to our Salesforce instance, let me go to our Salesforce org. For example, I'm having my Salesforce org. Now, let's see. Now, I'm going to an application. Now, for example, when you observe this one here, we have these button controls are available. So now these buttons are available side by side here. That means it's a button group. Okay, it's a button group control, where the multiple button controls they are going to grouping together. There is no space is available. All the button controls have been grouped together. These are the button controls here, which we can able to group. Like that here, if you want to place your own button controls, then we can able to specify. We can able to prepare your own button controls also. That possibility is available. We can able to group a collection of button controls together. Now, suppose for example, when you go to this user interface, now when you go to this button controls also, here also we have these buttons. Now, here we are having this button group. Okay, up to this is a button group. In this button group, what we did, okay, till this particular part, Now, let me explain. Here we are having this button menu. Let me take a screenshot of this. Now, this is the user interface control that we have. Let me take this control now up to this part. Now this is the button control here. These are the button controls are available. So now let's see. In this case, this is a button group. This complete component is nothing but a button group. In this button group, we have a button menu also. This is a button menu control. So now this is a button menu. Okay, this is the button menu. In this button menu, we are having this menu items are available. These are the various menu items are available as part of this button menu. So that means what? Not only representing the buttons like as that normal command buttons, we can able to represent in the form of a menu as well. Then how can we prepare this kind of control right now? How to place this button group, and then in that button group, how can we place that button menus also? And as part of this button menu, how to add these menu items? Now in this case, whenever if you want to prepare this button group, okay, then we are going to be using this a lightning component that is called as lightning button group. Lightning button group. So this is the lightning button group here. In this lightning button group, this each and every control is nothing but a lightning button. Okay, this is one lightning button. This is another lightning button. This is another lightning button here. These are all the lightning buttons. So to prepare this lightning button, so we are going to be using the tag that already we know that lightning hyphen button. So now we have prepared this lightning button controls. Yesterday already we have discussed how to place those things. And then this is the lightning button menu. So in order to prepare this lightning button menu, okay, we are going to be using a tag called as lightning button menu. Okay, lightning button menu. So in this button menu, we are having this button menu items are available. These are all the menu items here. Okay, these are all the menu items. Each and every option which we have, these are all the button menu items. Now, to prepare this button menu items, we are going to be using the help of a tag called as lightning button menu item. Lightning button menu item. Now, so now here in this case here, so in this case depends upon your requirement. Okay, depends upon your requirement. We can able to specify that button controls also. We can able to group that button controls also. Now here we can specify this simply lightning menu item here. Okay, that's we can able to specify. 9. So now here we can specify lightning button menu. Here we have to specify lightning menu item. These are the menu items are available over here. So as part of this menu items, we can able to specify label. That means what will be the label to be visible over here. And then we can specify that value also. That means here how to recognize each and every menu item over here. So now during that, okay, ARA components, okay, we have discussed, okay, all these components and their tags as well. Now let's see how to prepare this component by using this lightning web component. I want to design this exact control over here. How can we place? So now I would like to add these options: new contact, new case, new note. And then beside that, I would like to place a lightning button menu. In this lightning button menu, I would like to specify this, okay, menu items also over here: new opportunity, change owner, check for new data, submit for approval. Like that, I would like to specify these menu items. Then how can we build this kind of button menu, button group, and the button menu items. Okay, now let's see practically. Now, let me show you that practical implementation. How can we do that? Now, so let me take that style, the same style I would like to use here also. Instead of this 1000 pixels, I would like to give that 500 pixels over here. We'll see the style part also. Let me go to the Visual Studio Code editor. Now here I'm going to preparing a lightning web component to place all the lightning button groups and the lightning button menus. Now, let me create a lightning web component. Use that command palette, Control Shift P, create a lightning web component. I'm giving this lightning web component name as, so now I would like to specify LWC button group. Okay, button group component. Okay, button group component. So now here I'm going to be indicating this, okay, button group component. Simply we can specify button group component also, whatever. Okay, button group components. Now select the default directory. So now it has prepared that lightning button group component here. This is the component, and then where we are having this JavaScript file and the HTML template file is available, and then metadata XML file is also available here. Now let's specify. So now let's go to that CSS file first, because I would like to apply some CSS style. Let me add that file. Click on new file. I'm indicating button group component dot CSS. Now I have created a file here. I'm going to place in this the same width. Instead of this 1000, I'm indicating 500 pixels width. The width will be 500 pixels. Border I have given, margin left and the margin top, border radius and padding left and the padding right also. I have given this. Let me save this. Now, so whatever the component name that we have with a similar component name, we have to give that file name as well, but that should be having the extension .css. Now, so let's go to the HTML file now. So now we can specify this. Okay, prepare that div tag. I'm using this div tag. Inside this div tag, I would like to place these controls. So I would like to place that, okay, button group, and inside that button group, I would like to place that button controls first, because this is my requirement here. So I would like to place the button group first. Now let's see. So now here I'm indicating lightning button group. Lightning button group. So now here in this lightning button group, I would like to place that button control. That means these are the button controls: new contact, new case, new node, like that. Now I would like to specify. Now, lightning button, we can specify the label. Label equals to new contact. Name equals to, I'm going to be indicating this, okay? Now BTN contact. Okay, BTN contact. I'm indicating the variant. Variant equals to neutral. Okay, neutral variant. I'm giving this a place button control here. New contact button control. And then I'm placing the two more controls also, like new case and then new node. Let me place this. Lightning button label equals to new case, and the name I'm indicating as BTN case. That means to recognize each and every button control uniquely, I'm giving that name. And the variant equals to neutral. One more. Lightning button. Label equals to new node. Name equals to btn node, and the variant equals to neutral. So now these are the three button controls which I have placed over here under this button group. I have grouped these three button controls over here. Now, so let me place this one. Let me check it out first. Let me test this one. So now I would like to call this component inside my application as well. Now my code has been pushed to that scratch arc successfully. I would like to call this component as well. Button group component. Okay, button group component. Let me push this application also into my scratch arc. Then I can able to run it now. So let's go to the command palette, open the default arc. Now go to the developer console to test your Lightning component. Go to the setup, click on developer console. So now we are having this component, and now our application, now run this application. Click on preview. Let's verify. So these are the three button controls are available here. New contact, new case, new node. These are the three button controls which I have placed over here. Now, beside this, I would like to place a button menu also like this. I would like to place a button menu also over here. Then how can we place this button menu? Okay, now let's see practically. Now, let me go to this code. I would like to place this button menu. Now, Lightning button menu. In this Lightning button menu, I would like to place so many menu items as well. So for this one, we can able to place some text box. That means we can use some alternative text. Like for example, here when you go to this, here you will be getting some. Whenever if I am going to be using this mouse pointer here, it is populating so many options to you. It is providing so many options. Now, so in this case, it depends upon your application requirement. We can specify. Now let's see. Let me place this button menu. For this one, I'm giving the alternative text. Alternative text equals to select the menu item. Select the menu item. Now, observe the properties difference. There, when you go to that ARA component, that property name is alternative text. But at that time, the property name will be like this. The property name is alternative text. Alternative text. But as part of this Lightning Web component, this should be alternative hyphen text. Hyphen text, and that too, this T is not capital, it's a small. But in ARA component here, we have to take care about uppercase and lowercase. Here, this should be all will be in small letters. No uppercase, no lowercase. All are in small letters. Now, I have placed this button menu. Inside this button menu, I would like to place some menu items also here. So now we can specify the menu items. We can specify the label and the value for this menu items. Now, what are the menu items here? New opportunity, change owner, like that. Now we can specify Lightning menu item. Lightning menu item. Here we can specify the label property. Label equals to, what is that one? New opportunity. New opportunity. And we can specify the value. Now RT. I'm indicating this, okay, one menu item inside it here. We can specify that menu item also. Now I'm indicating lightning menu item label equals to change owner, value equals to change owner. Lightning menu item label equals to check for new data. Check for new data. Value is not a mandatory here. Okay. Now I'm indicating some new data. Lightning menu item label equals to the next one is submit for approval. Value equals to approval. Lightning menu item label equals to edit and the value equals to edit. Now let me prepare like this. Delete sharing, view account history, view state, view website. Now edit, and this is the delete. Value will be delete. Now I would like to specify that sharing. Sharing. Next option, view account history. View account history. I'm indicating simply history. And then I'm indicating view website. I'm indicating website. So now here I have placed this button menus also over here. The menu and the button menu items also inside it. Now, if you want to place any disabled buttons over here, so now let me specify. Here I would like to place one disabled button also. Lightning button. I'm indicating label equals to, I would like to specify that option over there. Like I would like to indicate an option refresh. Now the value, sorry, name equals to, I'm indicating refresh. Variant equals to neutral. And then I'm indicating disabled. Disabled equals to true. That means the button will be in disabled state. The user can't perform any other option, that will be purely in disabled state over here. So we can specify. So now here I have placed that the button controls with a normal enabled state, button controls with a disabled state, and the button menus also, and the button menu items also I have placed inside this. Now, let me save this. I'm pushing this code to that scratch arc. Now it has run successfully. Let's go to your app, run this application. So now we can see these components over here, like as a new contact, new case, new node. Refresh button is available, but that is in disabled state here. Okay, that is in disabled state. And we said that we are having this menu item is available over here. This is a menu item that we have. Once you expand this one, we can able to see that menu item also. New opportunity, change owner, check for new data, submit for approval, all the options are available. But suppose, for example, assume that. Okay, suppose, for example, assume that. Now there is a property we need to observe. Let me show you. For example, when you place this mouse pointer in this case, observe this one. Upon click on this one, the menu item will be getting visible to that left side here. Now here. Suppose when you go to my application, when you click on this, it is showing in the right side. Because of that, suppose this is the end of that browser, then I can't see these options. So I want to make it as left side. For that one, we are having a property also. Now let's go to that properties also. Let's go to the property. Button menu, you will be having the properties are available over here. Let's see what are the various properties are available as part of this button menu. Okay, now let me explain over here. Access key, and then let's verify. Now, let me check the properties for this Lightning Web Components. Now, Lightning button menu. Go to that Salesforce documentation. Let's verify the properties. Button menu. Verify the specifications. So now let's verify the options in this case. Menu alignment. This is the menu alignment here. There is a property called as menu alignment. So whatever the menu it is getting visible, then alignment here, where you want to alignment here. By default, it is specifying in the right side. So I would like to specify automatic. Depends upon the space I would like to align. So that I'm indicating this menu alignment equals to automatic. So now in the right side, if you have any space that will be getting visible, or else in the left side, it has to be get visible over there based on your application requirement. Now, let's run this component now. Now, in the right side, we have the space. That's what it is going to be representing in the right side. Suppose if we don't have the space, if this is the end of the browser, it will be representing in left side. So now, for example, if I'm indicating left, I'm indicating this left side. Refresh this. So now here it is populating automatically. The default property it is going to that right side over here. Now, so now whenever we are giving this automatically depends upon that space available inside the browser that will be getting visible here. Now, this is how we are going to be representing the button controls and then along with the button groups. In this button group, we have placed the disabled buttons also and the button menus also, which are used to perform some actions. Because next week I'm going to be purely concentrating on actions part. How to click on this button. When I click on the button control, what kind of actions that we can do. The HTML events also I would like to discuss, like as on change, on blur, on mouse over, like that. We'll see that. On click, on double click, all these events will see, HTML events will see next session. Because once you are done with the user interface part, then we can see how can we write the controller part by using JavaScript. Now, So this is a way we are going to be using the help of this button menus and then button group controls inside it. Now, let me place this code. Now, let me place this code. I'm giving this use case. Design a Lightning Web Component to place button groups and button menu and menu items. Now I'm indicating style file in style class. HTML template file application. Let me place this. Here's the HTML template file. Go to the CSS. And then application. Now, next one. Now we will see how can we use input tag. That means Lightning input. In order to design our own user interface controls. Like for example, previously, when I go to our Lightning components, as part of our components, we have discussed how to design our own input form, how to design our own registration form, that already we have during that time. Like this, there is a registration form we have designed like this. Like as by specifying the first name, last name, and then address, city, state, zip code. Like that, we have specified so many controls over here to design this registration form. Now let's see how can we design this kind of registration form by using the Lightning Web Components. So now here I would like to use this Lightning input tag. With the help of this Lightning input, I can able to place those input controls that already we know. By using this Lightning input, we can able to place that input controls, which may be either text also, number also, currency also, phone also, email also, URL also, or it may be any kind of control also. We can able to specify. So now depends upon your requirement here. We have to specify the type. So what type of control it is? Okay, what type of input it is? Is it a number type or email, or is it like as telephone, or is it like as we have to specify the password type? We can specify that, depends upon your requirement. Or it may be checkbox also, we can specify. It may be toggle also, it may be URL also, it may be date also, or it may be file also, whatever, anything depends upon your requirement here. Now, like the similar way, I would like to prepare a customer registration form. Then how can we design that? We can now, let's see practically. How can we implement this feature? We can now, let's see here. Now, let me take that use case. Already we know during that Lightning components, I have discussed about that, okay? The Lightning input tag. Like when you go to this lightning input. So we have discussed about the lightning input tag also in their properties. See, so now lightning input tag. So now here we are having this lightning input, but as part of this lightning web components, we have to use lightning hyphen input. Lightning hyphen input. Don't use like this because this is the ARA format here. Lightning colon input is the ARA format. That is nothing but ARA in the sense lightning components. So now this format is a generic format here. So which is your lightning web component style. Now, so now I would like to use this lightning input control in order to prepare my own registration form. So now here I have discussed about so many properties during this time, the similar kind of properties available here as well. So now here we have the type property. We can specify what type of input it is. Okay, is it a number type or text type, toggle type, checkbox, telephone, URL, and then password, email, time, date, date time, color. These are the various types of input controls we can prepare just by using this input tag. And then there is a property checked property to indicate if it is a checkbox type, then if you want to make it selected, then we can specify. And then we have label property to specify the label along with the text box. And then minimum. So now if I'm giving like as a number type, then at that time we can specify what is the minimum value. We need to specify. What is the minimum value we have to enter? We can specify. Maximum value also we can specify with the help of this max property. Max length property here. Now, let me place this one and let me verify what are the changes are available over here. Here, let's see. Instead of this lightning colon input, we have to use lightning hyphen input. That should be all are small. All are small. So now we can specify the type property, that is also small letter. Checked property C small. Label property L small. Minimum, maximum, and then max length. Max length is a property. Here we have max, L is capital in ARA, but here it will be purely small. Okay, max length. And then name, in order to give the reference name to recognize each and every control. Minimum length, okay, min length. And then we can specify multiple here. So now if you want to select that multiple files by using this file control, input file, then at that time we are using multiple. It equals to true. Pattern. Suppose if you are going to be giving like some pattern for the phone number, or if you want to store some credit card numbers also, or debit card numbers also, or if you want to enter any your passport numbers or PAN numbers or SSN numbers or insurance policies numbers, at that time depends upon the format which you are following. We can specify your own regular expression also in this case here. And then we can specify the placeholder property. So basically the placeholder property is used to give some watermark. So now here, in order to give this watermark, we are going to be using the placeholder property here. So now here in this case, whenever if you want to specify any watermark control over there, as part of that control, if you want to give any watermark text, which will be getting visible inside your control itself. Now, then how can we do that? Here we have discussed over there. So with the help of this property, water placeholder. Required property is used to indicate to make whether this component, okay, whether this control is mandatory or not here. We can able to specify. We can specify that option also. Now, next one, we have this read-only property. So now here just you can able to specify read-only property in order to indicate whether this property is purely read-only or not. So is it a read-only option or is it editable option? The people can able to see it over here. For that reason, we are having this read-only properties available. Now, next one, value. That means in this particular input text, what is the value has to be get entered here. What value has to be get selected that we can able to specify inside this. That option is also available to you over here. You can specify the value property. Now, in this case here, and then we can specify the property called as a title, which is used to specify the tooltip text message to be get visible. But when you observe this property, some property names are a little bit changed. So now here the minimum length will be min hyphen length, and then maximum length will be max hyphen length. And then this read only will be read hyphen only here. Okay, read only property here. So now we have to specify these properties over here. Now, these are the various properties, okay, which we have as part of this lightning input control, which we can use to prepare our own input form or input control, which we can use to supply some input to the component at runtime. So for your lightning application or for your lightning component, if you want to give any input at runtime, we are using the help of this lightning input. Let's see how can we do this. With the help of this lightning input control, how can we prepare our own customized user interface? We can now, let's see practically. So let me design a customer registration form, okay? So now how can we design that? Okay, let me show you practically. Now, let's see. I want to design a user interface form like this here. First name, last name, address. Like that, I would like to specify that properties as well one by one. Let's see. And here I would like to place a combo box control also. For that one, we have lightning combo box. With the help of this lightning combo box, we can able to use this control as well. Now, let's see. I'm closing these tags, files. Now let me go to the prepare a lightning web component. Go to the command palette. Create a lightning web component. I'm indicating customer registration form. Customer registration component. Select the default directory. So now this is the component which we have prepared right now. Customer registration component. And this is the HTML file that we have, which is empty. And we have a JavaScript file, which is also an empty here. Now, let's see how can we do this. Now I would like to add the style first. Let me add a style file. customer registration component .css. Now let's specify the style. So now the same style I would like to apply here also. Instead of using this different style, I would like to apply the same style here as well. Let me take up that style properties. Now let me give our style which we have specified right now. The same style I would like to apply for the div tag. I'm giving the width equals to 500 pixels, border 1 pixel, solid black, and the margin left I'm giving 300 and the margin top 100, and the border radius 10 pixels, padding left I'm indicating 20 pixels over here, and then padding right also I'm indicating 20 pixels. Now let me save this CSS file. Now let me create my HTML template component. I'm preparing a div tag. Inside the div, I would like to specify the small information like as customer registration form, which should be with underline, so that I'm going to be indicating this underline. And inside that, I would like to give you a bold tag here. In this bold tag, I would like to specify customer registration form. Customer registration form, and then I'm indicating 2 break tags. Then I would like to represent this. Then I would like to place the actual input controls inside it. Now, I would like to specify the first name control first name text box, so that we can specify lightning input. I'm indicating the label. Label equals to, I'm indicating first name, and I'm indicating this property, type property. If I'm not giving any type, by default it will be considering like as text. Input type, what type of input it is? Is it a checkbox type, or is it a number type? Is it a text type? Is it like a telephone type, or what? Depends upon that, the respective validations it will do by default. If I'm not giving any type property value, then automatically it will be considering like as text. So now anyhow I'm indicating this type equals to text. Label equals to first name, and I would like to specify the placeholder also. That means watermark. Placeholder equals to first name. Here I'm indicating enter first name. Label equals to enter first name. I want to make this component as required. That means this text box will be the required here. So that I'm indicating the property, required property. Required equals to true. This is the first label here. That means first name. Next one here, I'm indicating lightning input type equals to text. Label equals to enter last name. Placeholder equals to last name. Required equals to true. Next one, I would like to specify the address. Now, lightning input type equals to text. Label equals to contact address. Placeholder contact address. Now, I'm indicating this. And the name property, I'm indicating name equals to address. That means to recognize each and every control uniquely. So I'm indicating this. Next one. So what is the next control that you want? City. Now, lightning input type equals to text. Enter city name. placeholder equals to city name. I'm indicating name equals to city name, and the required equals to true. Depends upon your requirement, we can specify. Now, so now till now I have placed this code. Let me check whether it is working properly or not here. If it is working properly, then we can able to prepare the remaining controls also. Let me add this component name inside my application. Now my component name is customer registration component. Let's save this. I'm pushing this code to the scratch arc. From there we can test it whether it is working properly or not. Let's go to the scratch arc. Click on update and preview. Now it is populating the control over here, like as first name and the last name, and then we can specify the contact number and the city name here. The fields are okay visible over here. I would like to reduce this fields also over here. I would like to make it as center also, and then I would like to specify these controls. Okay, instead of this that much of lengthy, I would like to reduce that number of width also here. So instead of 500 pixel, I would like to provide some reduced length. Now let me go with that. I would like to indicate okay 300 pixels or 350 pixels. Now let's save this. Here I would like to specify in the center. Center. Now let's go to your application and run this. Now the content is visible in the center part, and then we can see these fields as well. Now here I would like to give some bottom padding also over here. Like a left padding 20, right padding 20 pixels, bottom padding also I would like to give, or else this control is completely okay. So erase it with this option border as well. Now we can give that padding as well. Now I would like to specify padding bottom. Padding bottom 20 pixels. 20 pixels, right. Now, so let's go with that HTML code. Now let's see. Now specify the remaining components. The next component is what? The next component is I would like to place that okay state. Select that state control over here, which is a pick list. So now here I would like to specify lightning combo box. Lightning combo box. Here we can able to specify the label. Label equals to select the country name. Now placeholder equals to select the country. Okay, placeholder equals to select the country here. Here we have to specify the properties one by one. Now I'm indicating the properties. So now by default, this pick list control will be empty. Okay, nothing element, there is no elements are available here. Then how can we specify the elements over here? In order to place these elements directly, we can't place the elements over here. These elements we have to place in JavaScript. That means whatever the options you want to populate inside this country field. So now these country names I would like to populate from JavaScript. Those options we can hard code in JavaScript file also, or else we can able to make it okay collect from the database also, whatever it might be here. We have to do that. But within this the HTML template file, we can't place those things. So for that reason, what we need to do is let me prepare a property in JavaScript file. Let me go to the JavaScript file. Here I'm preparing a property which will be having an array of elements. Not only one element, multiple elements I would like to represent. Multiple elements I would like to represent. So I would like to populate some country names like as India, United States, Middle East, like that I would like to populate. So that I'm preparing a property here. Now, I'm indicating that already we know. Directly we can specify that. It's an array. In this array, each and every element we have to place. Every element will be in the form of object that you know. As part of JavaScript concept already we have discussed how to place a collection of objects. How to define array, how to define object, difference between array and object, how to place a collection of elements inside this array. Already we have discussed in JavaScript programming. The same I'm preparing here. Here we have to specify the value. Value I'm going to be indicating as some IND and then the label. Label I'm indicating some India. That means we have to specify that with a value and label. Label in the sense the value option which will be visible inside the picklist control. And then upon click on this particular option, in the background, it is going to populating this particular value over here. That's what here, when coming to the picklist control, every picklist control is a map collection element. Okay, map collection by default, because map is a key value pair collection. Now you can take any picklist control also, even though when you go to our Salesforce arc. So this is my normal Salesforce arc. Let me go to the fields of my account object here. Let's see. Go to the fields of my account object. Go to the fields and relationships. Take any of the field also, like some rating field. Any field, any picklist control. When you come to the options, let's see. When you come down, here it is having that. So this is the value, this is the label. This is the label to be get visible. This is the values over here, which will be passing to the backend. So now we have key and the value, key and the value, key and the value, including standard picklist controls also, custom picklist controls also, everything will be the same, no change at all. That's what we have to pass label and the value both. Now, so here I'm preparing this, okay, value and the label. Like the similar way, let me add some more options as well. Now, I'm indicating like as some United States. Australia, China, Germany, Japan, and then I would like to indicate Middle East. I'm indicating UK. Now, give that values also. I'm indicating for this one USA, for this one AUS, CHN. I'm indicating GRN, JPN, Middle East, UK. Like that, we can able to specify this values. Country names. So these are the country names which I would like to populate. From this one, sometimes you can raise a question, sir, I want to make this particular Australia will be selected by default here. So for that reason here, what we can do is we have to prepare one more property. Selected element, that means selected country name equals to specify the value. What is the value of this, okay, Australia? AUS. We can specify AUS in this case. Define this property. See, this is the difference. Okay, when you go to the normal, okay, ARA components and then Lightning Web components. So now here we have to specify our own options. What options you would like to populate, we can specify. Right now we are going to preparing the options hard coded. When moving forward, we'll see how to get this option from database, how to populate them into our picklist controls. We'll see by using, okay, Apex controllers. Now I want to populate this. So as part of this picklist control here, we have a property called as options. Okay, options. So now here we can specify, sorry, here we have to specify the property called as option. Options equals to, here we can specify that property name. How to specify the property name? That already we know. property name should be specified in the form of curly braces and give the property name over here directly. Don't use any double quotes. If you're using double quotes, it won't populate those options. Please remember this one here. Okay, options. Next one, we have to specify value. Value property. Value property means what? Which option has to be get selected by default? That we can specify that. So now here I'm indicating this. In this case, I'm indicating that property name, selected country name. That means Australia has to be selected by default here. So that I'm indicating this. Now, this is the way we have to prepare combo box control. We can specify the options in JavaScript. Those JavaScript elements we can populate inside your pick list control, okay, by using this options property. So we have to define a property inside your JavaScript. So now this property will be of type. Property means a variable generally, okay, but in Lightning Web Component we're calling it as a property here. So now which will be array type, in which will be holding a collection of elements here, but each element is an object. This is object syntax of JavaScript programming. This is called as whenever the objects are available, those should be enclosed with curly braces. Now, this is one object. The collection of objects we have placed, those objects we are going to populating inside my picklist control here. Now, the next one. Next control is postal box, postal code or zip code. Now here I'm indicating Lightning input label equals to postal or zip code. Now I would like to specify the type equals to text. Now I'm indicating this placeholder. Placeholder equals to postal code. Next one. Let me copy this. Now, next control is what? I would like to specify the phone. So now specify that label as contact number. Type equals to phone. Phone means what? Telephone here. So that you can specify type equals to TL. So now here in this case, whenever we are going to be indicating this, it will be indicating like as this is a telephone number. That means phone number. Postal code, the placeholder I'm going to be indicating like as contact number. I'm indicating this required equals to true. Next one. Next control is email ID. Now email address. Type equals to email. Placeholder email address. Required equals to true. I would like to specify that email address will be required equals to true. Next one. Whenever we are going to preparing this, I would like to prepare some age also, age field. Next one here. What is the next one? Email and then country field already we have placed over here. Company. It's an optional field. Let me specify that company. That means current company. Current employer. Text type. Placeholder company name. I would like to specify the customer age. This will be number type over here. I would like to specify the customer age. Customer age should be of type number type. So to represent these different types of input controls, I'm using this. Placeholder equals to customer age. Now I'm indicating here. We can specify the minimum property also. Minimum property equals to 20 and the maximum equals to some 50. Okay, we can specify that. And then we can make it required. Required equals to true. So we have to enter the values. By default, I'm adding some inbuilt validations over here. Minimum age should be 20 years, maximum will be 50. Now, next one. The next control is user IDs and the passwords and everything here. We can specify. Now I would like to specify the user ID. Lightning input control label equals to enter user ID, type equals to text, placeholder equals to user ID. I'm indicating required equals to true. So now that username should be mandatory always, so that here I'm going to be indicating this. Okay, username should be required. And then I would like to specify the maximum length also. Max length equals to some 20. So it should not cross more than 20 characters over there. Now inbuilt validation also we can add. And then lightning input control. So now I would like to specify the password over here. Next one is password and then confirm password both. I'm indicating label equals to enter password, type equals to password. Okay, type equals to password. I'm indicating this placeholder, enter password. Okay, enter password. So now we can specify that maximum length also. Here also I would like to specify maximum length equals to, I would like to indicate that property as 20 characters, not more than that. I'm indicating this. Next, like the similar way, confirm password. Here I'm indicating this. So now here, confirm password, placeholder equals to confirm password. Now, next one. What is the next control? So now join our mailing list. So now lightning checkbox, lightning control here, lightning input. Type equals to checkbox. Label equals to join our mailing list. Join our mailing list over here. So now we have to specify this. Now, by default, it should not be selected, so that I'm not giving any property, or else you can specify checked property equals to false. It should not be selected by default here. Now, if you want to give any some more fields over here, let me show you some more data types which we have. Lightning input, lightning input. Type equals to, I'm indicating date. Label equals to enter date of birth. Enter date of birth. And then I'm indicating this property here. Now, next one. I would like to specify that, okay, file type over here. Lightning input. So now the type equals to file type. So now here I'm going to be indicating this label. Label equals to select the profile, and the name equals to the file type here. That means I'm giving the unique reference name equals to file. Now, if you want to select that multiple types also we can specify. So multiple equals to true. Multiple equals to true in order to select that multiple files also. That too, whatever the file you would like to select, that should be of type only the documents. so that we can able to specify that accept property. Accept equals to dot doc, comma dot docx. Only these two types of files should be get supported over here. So now the user can select anything. Suppose if you want to add PDF also, then you can specify .pdf. So what file formats the user can able to select, that we can decide over here by using accept property. Now, along with that here, we can specify the color icon here. If you want to place some color component here, we can specify. Now, lightning input type equals to color. Okay, type equals to color. So now here I'm indicating this label. Label equals to select the color. Name equals to color. Now one more component here. Lightning input. Here we can able to specify that. Type equals to, we can specify the option as checkbox button here. Okay, checkbox button. So now depends upon your requirement here. We can specify the checkbox buttons also over here. That is toggle button. Now type equals to checkbox button. Now I'm indicating label equals to some follow-on newsletters. Now I'm indicating title equals to follow-on newsletters. Now, these are the various controls which I have placed over here. I'm placing these controls. Let's see. Now, so now checkbox button in the sense toggle button. Let me show you how it will look like. Like for example, when you go to some properties here. Like for example, when you go to some properties, like we have an option called as Dev Hub. When you go to this Dev Hub, there are having some checkbox control. These are the properties here. Okay, these are the Dev Hub properties. So this is called as a toggle button. This is also called as checkbox button. Checkbox buttons are different. These are the toggle buttons are different over here. Now, so in this case, let me run this code, run my application. Now let's see the results. So what are the controls that we want? We can place all the controls also over here. So now we can able to place these controls as well. Depends upon your application requirement. Now, so we have specified the text box controls also to enter the first name, last name, contact address, and then city name. And then here, this is the by default Australia has been selected. So we are able to see some list of options also have been populated inside this. Postal code also, contact number, email ID, current employer, customer age, and then user IDs, passwords has to be get filled over here. Now we can specify the passwords also. Confirm passwords also we can specify. There is a checkbox control is available. Date picker is also available. Date control. And then file uploads are also available. Depends upon your requirement. We can select those files as well. Now when you go to this, it will be populating only those files which are having document or documents. Now Word documents. Word documents in the PDFs. You cannot other, it won't display any other thing here. For example, when you go to this folder, I'm having our text document is also available, but I'm unable to see. Now here I can't able to see that any text documents. So only Word or PDF documents it will display over there. And then we are having this color picker is also available so that we can select that color also whatever you want. And then we are having this, okay, selected checkbox also control is available here. Checkbox selected control also. Like that, we can able to prepare our own controls also depends upon your requirement here. Based on your application requirement, whatever you want, we can specify. Suppose if you want to place some toggle controls, then we can specify the toggle also. Like for example, let me place this. So now here we can specify that type equals to toggle. T-O-G-G-L-E. Now label I'm going to be indicating like send updates. Here also send updates. Now let me push this code. Now, so let's refresh this user interface and run this application now. Now we can see the latest data here. Now we are having this toggle control also available. By default, this is not yet selected, send updates, and now here we can able to enable it. Based on your application requirement, we can able to specify that here, what kind of controls that you want. So now this control we can able to place wherever you want. Now let me show you how can we place this control. Just to go to the metadata XML file, and here we can specify is exposure equals to true, and then here we can specify the targets. Here we can specify the target, Lightning application page, target Lightning home page, target Lightning record page also here. These are the three places where exactly I would like to place this control. So now this component, I would like to make it visible on application page and the home page and the record page. So now let's save this component as well. Now my code has been pushed to the scratch arc successfully. Let's go to the scratch arc. In this scratch arc, we can able to go to this is the scratch arc that we have right now. Take any of the object whatever we have. For example, I would like to place this component in this place. Let me go to any one of this object here, like as some contacts. So now we don't have any contact records are available here. Let me check, do we have any account records? Yes. In this account records, I would like to place my component over here. Okay, I would like to place my components. Now, let me specify. Go to this edit page. Go to the Lightning App Builder. We can customize this. Now, so now here we can able to specify this component as well here. Now this is the component. When you come down here, we can see customer registration component is available as part of your custom components. Because we have enabled this component can be visible in home page or record page or the app page also. Here we can able to place wherever you want, depends upon your requirement. We can able to specify that. So now I would like to place this component over here. Now we can able to add one more tab also, add a tab over here. Here I'm adding one tab. Related and the details and the news and the details is available here. So now tab label, I would like to specify I'm indicating some work plans. Now let me place this component over here. Now save this. Now activate this. Now I want to make it visible for all. Application default. As an app for sales application, I want to make it visible. Now for the desktop and phone both. And for which profiles you would like to make it visible, we can specify organization default, right? Desktop and phone. Now let's save. Now save it. Let's go back to your contacts, sorry, accounts. Here we are having this accounts tab. Here we have this account records detail tab is available. Here we can see the normal detail form, and then go to that news. Here is the news tab given by Salesforce by default, work plans. Once you click on work plans, here we can able to see your component which we have built. So not only preparing the components, we can able to place the component wherever you want. So now this is the complete page, whatever we have. And now from here, we have given this, okay, 300 pixel from left panel. That means here the margin, and then 100 pixels as margin for that, okay, top. So that's what it is giving in the middle over here. So we can adjust that, because styles also whatever you want. Depends upon your requirement, we can adjust the style. So this is how we can able to build our own component, and we can able to place that component inside your, okay, application page also, record page also, wherever you want based on your requirement. Now, let me place this code. Let me go that use case. Design a customer registration form to create new customer records. I'm indicating the style class. HTML template file, JavaScript file, and the metadata file. And application. Let me place this complete code. So now this is the metadata file. Application file. HTML. JavaScript file. And the CSS file. Now, this is how we can design our own user interface based on the requirement by using this input controls. You know how to place input controls. We know how to place, okay, button controls also to fire some actions. Now, let's see, okay, one more feature, okay, as part of this Lightning Web Component, how to prepare card controls, Lightning card. That already we know, okay, Lightning card control already we have discussed, okay, as part of our components. But upon implementing that, so there are some a little bit changes are also available inside this. Okay, we have to do some changes also here upon preparing this Lightning card component. Let's see how can we do that, what exactly the Lightning card component. Basically, this is like as a page block. Okay, it's like as a page block generally here. It's like as a page block. Now let's see. Lightning card component already we have discussed. This will be looking like this Lightning card component. So now in this Lightning card component, we will be having, okay, 4 parts will be available. Okay, 4 parts. The first part, okay, this is the title part where we can able to place some images also, and the title also, whatever you want, we can specify the subtitle as well. In order to indicate this complete title and the image and the subtitle, we are using this title part as part of this lightning card. And then we are having actions part where we can specify the button controls. What actions you would like to perform, place those button controls in the actions part. This will be opposite to the title. Okay, opposite to the title, we are having this actions part. This part is called as action part. We can place all the button controls. This is the actual content part here where we can represent some content. And then we have footer part here. Okay, footer part which is used to represent some copyrights information. If you want to give any lightning badges, we can specify whatever you want. Depends upon your requirement, we can specify the footer. We have this header part, content part, footer part. Header part has been divided into two parts like a title and the actions. And then footer part is used to represent your footer information which you would like to represent. Now, let's see. When you go to your Salesforce R, in everywhere we are having this lightning card. Each and every component is nothing but a lightning card component here. Like for example, let me go to this. This is a lightning card. It's a lightning card. It is a lightning card component. So now here in this lightning card component, here it is giving the title part. Up to this part is a title part, which will represent, this is the title. It is a title part, which will represent an image. It is preparing the title and the subtitle. This is the actions part here, where we can able to place the button controls. Okay, this is the actions part. In order to place the actions part, that means actual button controls which you would like to use to perform some actions. And this is the actual content part here, where we can able to show the content in the form of tabular format. We can specify type, phone, website, account owner, account site, industry, and then we can show the content here. This is a lightning card. When you go to this contacts, this is also one lightning card here. See, this is also a lightning card control. Everything is nothing but card component here. Now, we can take it here. When you go to this leads, now, so this is a lightning card. And this is also a lightning card component. This is also a lightning card component. On the top, they are going to be placing this. On the right side, they're placing the button controls. What kind of buttons? Here, they're placing the actual menus over here, and they're placing the remaining functionality inside it. When you open this, any of this record, whatever we have, when you go to this details here, we can able to see that actual content here. This is the normal user interface, which they are going to be representing this. Now, so now these are nothing but the tab controls. Already we know how to prepare the tab controls. Already we have discussed during our lightning components. Already we have discussed this part. How to prepare the tabs, tab panels, and everything we have discussed. But in most of the cases in the real-time implementations, we are using these input controls, button controls to perform the actions, and then we are going to be placing these controls inside the lightning card. Then how can we use this lightning card? Okay, now let's see. As part of your lightning web components, we'll see that. When you go to our classic, okay, when you go to our ARA components, already we have discussed this lightning card as well. We have discussed about the carousel component also we have discussed. And we have discussed about accordion control, how to use accordion controls we have discussed. And then we have discussed about the lightning avatar control, how to implement lightning avatar. We have discussed practically by placing the images inside the static resources. Lightning badges also we have discussed. And then we have discussed about the breadcrumb controls also. And lightning card also we have discussed. Lightning card control also. So where Each and every lightning card is nothing but a container which will be holding some collection of information. Now, so in this case, when coming to that lightning card, it is nothing but a placeholder for you. It's a panel where we can able to represent some information. So now in this lightning card, we are having this four parts are available, like as title part, actions part, body part, and the footer part here. And then we have discussed about the properties also, title, icon name, which icon you want to represent here, footer information, variant, whether it is a normal, the default, the card control, or is it a narrow card here? Okay, narrow card, vertical card. Depends upon your requirement, we can specify. So whenever inside this title part, if you want to combine, okay, now this is a major difference in with the lightning web components and in the other components here. Let's see. If it is a normal lightning components, in order to place this part here, let's see. Here we are placing this okay image, and then this is the title image here icon we can place. Here we are placing that lead and then Miss Beta Boxer. So now this is the two controls here. That means two content. This is the actual content here, and along with that subtitle, title, subtitle here we are going to combine. So to combine these two, we are using the help of a tag called as RA set. RA set. We have to specify RA set, and we have a property called as attribute. We can specify this set of components where you want me to place in the title part or in the footer part or in the body part, in the actions part, where we can specify them over here. So that I'm placing this account along with that in the bold format, that account name over here. For that one, we are using bold tag here. So now account, that means here we can specify lead, and you can give a break tag, and then we can give this a lead name in the bold format. So that here we are combining these two by using this RA set, and we can able to place it. RA set attribute equals to title. That means please represent this content in the title part over here. Okay, please represent this content in the title part. In the footer part also we have placed some content here. Account, new customer, and the premium, like that we have used some lightning badges also we have used. And to represent this content here, this is the table. I have prepared one table also over here. By using the table, I have represented the data as well. Now, how to represent this information, we'll see as part of this lightning card component here. Now, let's see in this case. Now I would like to use this. These are the styles. Let's see how can we display this. I want to design the lightning card like this. I want to represent my account record information, any of the account record, whatever we have. This is the lightning card which I would like to design. Exactly the similar kind of component I want to design over here. How can we design this component? Okay, now let's see practically in this case. Now, so for this one, we have to use this lightning card. Now, let's see. Let me close this. I'm preparing a new lightning web component. Go to the command palette, create lightning web component. I'm going to be indicating that, okay, account, okay, account details card, okay, account details card component, account details card component. Now select that the default folder here. Now let's go to this and then prepare your CSS file. Now account details card component.css. Inside this CSS, I'm going to be indicating this a div tag. For this div, I'm going to be applying this style, or else you can remove this style also, no problem. Anything here depends upon your requirement as well. We no need to supply any div also here. Directly it will be getting represented for you. Now, let me indicate this. Now, let me remove this div tag here. Now, it's just specify like as a P. Okay, it's for the paragraph. Whenever it is required, I will apply this one. Don't worry. Now, let me go to that control, HTML control. Now, let's specify the lightning card. So, I would like to specify the div tag first. Inside this div, we need to specify the lightning card. Lightning card. Here we can specify the properties over here. So now we have to specify the icon name. What is the icon you want to show? So now here I want to show the account record icon here. This is the account record icon. Where it is available in the Lightning design system. Just let me go to that Lightning design system. Lightning design system. Icons. Now standard icon. This is the icons over here. Go to the standard icons account. This is the account here. Standard icons account. Because this icon is exactly matching with my requirement over here. So now this is the icon which I want to represent. This is the same icon that we have. Now it is a standard icon. So we can specify standard account. Now we can specify here. Okay, footer equals to copyrights reserved. Copyrights reserved. With Salesforce.com. Now here I have placed this lightning card. Now we need to specify the title here. Okay, as part of this lightning card, we have to specify the title. So now the image will be getting visible here as it is. Now here we need to specify the title, subtitle here. Both I would like to combine together. So if it is a normal, okay, normal ARA components, here we are using ARA set. Okay, ARA set. But here it won't support. Lightning Web Component won't support this. So that we have to use a div tag over here. We have to use the div tag again. Div. In this div, we have to specify that. Here there is a property called as slot. Where you want me to place over here? I want to represent it title place. How can we specify that information? I want to specify that information like this. Account, I want to show Burlington Textile Corporation of America. Now, so that we can specify account, I'm giving a break tag, and then inside this bold format, I'm going to be representing Burlington Textile Corporation of America here. So now here we have to use, instead of ARA set, we have to use a div tag, use the property slot. So please allocate this particular content inside that slot of this title. Okay, in this lightning card, we have a title part. In the title slot, please allocate this particular div component over here. Now, next one. Like the similar way, we have actions part here. Next one, actions. Here we are having this actions part. Here I would like to place the button controls along with this buttons and this button menu also. Now this control is already we have prepared. Okay, I will copy that same code again here. Don't worry. Now here I'm going to be using this button controls here. So let's see. I would like to prepare one more div tag. Div tag. Now this slot will be allocated here. Slot equals to actions. This is the actions part here. So in this actions part, please place this particular entire div over here, control. Now I would like to specify the controls. First of all, I would like to place the control here, like as it is having that, okay, follow plus follow. There is an icon. So this is the button control. So I'm indicating lightning button. I would like to specify lightning button. So now we can specify the label equals to follow. Because here the button name is follow here, that's what I'm giving the label over here. I would like to place the icon also. So now this is the icon plus symbol here. This is nothing but go to the Lightning design system, and then this is nothing but add icon here. Okay, add icon plus symbol. See, this is the add icon. Inside my utility, add icon here. Now we can specify that. Now icon name equals to utility add. Okay, utility add. So I'm placing this button control over here. After this button control, there is a small space. Exactly, we need to design like this. Okay, we have a space. So that to give the space, I'm giving that ampersand NBSP, nothing but new blank space. Ampersand NBSP. I'm giving this new blank space. And then here I would like to place this button group. Okay, button group here. So now this is the button group. Along with the button group, we will be having this. We can now this complete option. This one already we have discussed today. Let me copy that same code here. Let me copy that same code which we have prepared today. This is the button group, and then this is the complete control here. Button group. Let me copy and paste. Now I have placed this complete code over here. Button group here, I'm placing this new contact, a new case, and then new note in the refresh, everything here. Now we have placed this controls also. Depends upon the requirement we have placed. Now this is the actions part here. Next, the footer place. If you want to place any content, then you can place the footer part also. For example, at the footer place, I would like to place the controls here. After this div tag, I'm preparing this one more div. Now, this is for the footer here. Slot equals to the footer part. Here I would like to place some lightning badge. The lightning badge controls over here. Now, we can specify lightning badge. I'm indicating label equals to account. Now I would like to specify one more lightning badge. It's not mandatory, it's not optional here. We can specify that property. Label equals to, we can specify new customer. Lightning badge, I'm indicating label equals to premium. I'm able to place this. Now, so now let me place up to this part, and then we'll see. Okay, then we'll see that. Okay, how can we place that content here? Now let me invoke this application. So now I would like to call this account details card component. Now let's run this. Let's run this. Now it is showing this lightning card component here. See, so now here I'm able to place that. So this is the control which we have placed over here, like as this is the icon, and then I'm having this account, and then after that the name will be getting visible at the bottom, and we have these controls are available: follow, new contact, new case, new note, and then we are having this respective options. So now here let's verify this. I want to specify I want to specify this option as automatic. Now the button menu, instead of this I'm indicating auto. Menu alignment auto. Now let me push that code. Now it has been pushed. Run this one. Now we can see this. Once you click on this, now automatically it is going to be arranging, depends upon the space available over here. Now I can able to see my button menu also over here. I'm having this button is available. There is a space, and then we have this button menu, the button group. In that button group, we are having this button menu also. Now up to this part here, I'm done. Up to this part we have placed over here. Next, here I would like to place this content. This is the content part actually here. Okay, this is the content part. Now let's see how can we apply this content part over here. Now let's see. Now let me place this content. As part of this content here. Here place that remaining content by using a div tag. Here we can design a table here. I want to place that content information. What content you want to show? Here I would like to show like as account name here, rating, industry, annual revenue, type, phone, okay, facts, active status. I want to place some controls here. I want to place some columns. Let's see how can we represent. I'm preparing a table. Table. I would like to specify the table row. In this table row, I'm indicating table headings. So now the table heading I'm indicating like as account name, table heading, like as some rating value, table heading, industry name, table heading, annual revenue, table heading, type of the customer, table heading, phone number, table heading, fax, table heading, and the active status. These are the columns over here. I have placed this one. I want to represent the content over here. For this one, we can specify the content. Not only one, multiple records content also we can able to specify over here. Depends upon your requirement. How to place this content here after this table row, add one more row over here. And now here we can specify this table row. Now specify the table data. Now the account name. Account name I'm indicating Burlington Textile Corporation of America. Table data. Now the rating I'm indicating as hot. Table data, industry, some banking. Table data I'm indicating as annual revenue value. This is annual revenue value I'm going to be indicating as 45 lakhs. 45 lakhs I'm indicating over here. And the type, that means table data, I'm indicating type as prospect or customer direct. Table data, and then I'm indicating as phone number. So now plus 91. So now let me copy that phone number here. Let me place this. And then I would like to specify the table data. That will be the fax. Fax also I'm placing the same. And then table data, I'm indicating this active status as yes. That's it, done. Let me save this. Okay, for each and every column, I have given the value over here. Now my code has been run successfully. It has been pushed to that scratch arc. Let's run this. Now here we can see the content here. Account name, rating, industry, annual revenue, type, phone, fax, active status. So here if it is occupying more space here. Account name. Account name is already anyhow we are displaying that. Let me remove this. I don't want this account name here. I don't want this. It is occupying more space. Rating, industry, annual revenue, type, and then we can specify ownership list, remaining fields. Ownership and customer priority. TH. This is also TH by TH. Here the table heading, here the table data. I'm indicating like as a customer priority. Now here I would like to specify after this rating, industry, annual revenue, and then type I'm indicating like as table data. Now ownership is like as public. Now ownership will be public. Type and then ownership. And then after that, okay, fax number, I would like to indicate this. Table data, I'm indicating customer priority as high. Now that's it. Let's save this. Now let's specify this. Run the application now. Now we can see this control here. So now which is visible here, this is the card component. Here we are able to represent the content, and then we can specify the follow button, and then this particular button groups are available along with that button menu, and then we are able to see the record data as well, which will be exactly same like as this component. Here they have given some borders over here by using this, but here we haven't given any border. That is the difference over here. Almost similar, which will be having that similar kind of functionality. Let me go with this lighting design system. Let's search for this particular content over here. Now, lightning card, lightning card. Let's try to apply these styles. So now this is the card style. Now you want to prepare your own card, and then for the body, if you want to apply any styles, then we can specify. Let me try to apply this style. Header part. Let's refresh. Now it has been applied here. Now the header has been getting visible. It is indicating this for the header part, and the complete component, it is giving a specific length also. So instead of that, we can specify our own width as well, okay, which will be occupying the complete space as well. This is only for the header part which they have given. So for this one, let me apply this style. This is for a div tag. Let's see. This also let me save. Now, let's go to your arc. Let's run this. It is occupying more space, okay. Now let's try. Now, these are visible at the website. Okay. So for every div tag, it is applying that same style. So let me, I don't want that. First I'm going to save this. We'll see for each and every div tag, we'll see how to apply by using this lighting design system in the further session. Let me run this now. So now the card control will be getting visible to me over here. So here we have placed this lightning badges over here. These are the lightning badges, like as account, okay, new customer, and then premium. How to place this lightning badges already we have discussed during our ARA components as well. So this is how we can able to place our own lightning card component, okay, by using lightning web components features. Now, so this is a lightning card component which we have. These controls are very, very important, okay, which we are going to be implementing as part of your application development. This is how we can use the input controls, button groups, button menus, button menu items, card control, and then all these things we have discussed. So do the practice on this one, and on next Saturday we will see the HTML events, how to invoke the JavaScript code, okay, from Lightning Web Component, how to place the button controls. Upon click on the button control, upon placing the text boxes, how to invoke those, okay, actions. Okay, we'll see practically in next session that will be on Saturday. Okay. Thank you. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, sir.